Regular contributor to the channel, Geraint Davis, made a fantastic speech on the budget. But what I like about his speech is that he uses real comparisons to the previous Labour government, and you can actually see how in the past 13 years that the country has gone downhill, and we as a nation are much poorer because of Conservative rule, and I think more MPs need to do this, to counteract the gaslighting that the Conservatives do. It's a shame that the chamber was quite empty, but I think more people really need to see this speech. So, enjoy.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. Well, this is a terrible budget from a busted flush government. And I know we've heard from the other side, give them another chance, the new Tory dynamic duo of Rishi and Jezza. And they certainly do talk the talk, don't they? And growth, inflation, debt, the NHS, but do they walk the walk? And the answer is no, because on growth, of course, we've seen stagnant growth for 13 years, no real prospect of it being any better than the worst in the G7 in the future year. Compare that with the Labour government. In 10 years, we saw the economy grow by 40%, and we used the money to double the investment in health, double the investment in education, lift 1 million children out of poverty, lift 1 million pensioners out of poverty. And we, with that level of growth, that trend growth, we'd have been £11,000 off better off in terms of average wages. Now, the Prime Minister said, well, that's not my fault. But I mean, a lot of this time when we've seen this decay and mismanagement, of course, he was Chancellor. What about debt? Since the last Labour government, debt as a share of the economy has doubled from 45% of the economy to 90% of the economy. It's an appalling record, an indictment of their failed austerity platform. And inflation, the ambition of the government is to halve inflation from 10% to 5%. Well, the forecasts say it's going to be 3%, so it shouldn't be that difficult. And people seem to think that this will reduce prices. Well, obviously, if you get 10%, then 5%, prices will have gone up 15%. You've got to live within your means. Well, that's all very well for the Chancellor, who's a millionaire, or indeed for the Prime Minister, who's a billionaire. He's, of course, got his hedge fund, Theleme, that appreciated from 7 billion to 39 billion after the government decided to buy Moderna vaccine. The workers are being blamed, of course, for inciting pay demands, but wage growth is in fact down now year on year from 6% to 5.7% at a time that inflation's well over that. The Tories are saying, trust us again, after the inflation, after the debt, after the lack of growth, after 1 in 4 in poverty, after a cut to 15% in trade. No, no, no. We want a stronger, fairer, greener future, and that will only come with a Labour government. So let's have an election, put the country out of its misery, and build a better future with a Labour Party.
Boris Johnson's facing the Privileges Committee, which could result in him losing his seat as an MP. When he was Prime Minister, he would often tell the country that he got the big calls right. Well, in another one of his speeches, Geraint Davis completely destroys this claim. And to see that, you'll need to watch this video that's on screen now. Don't forget to hit that like button or the join button for membership. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.